I was highly impressed by Shakur against Felix because from round one, you know, Felix, he was like the bull. He came in for the kill. He realized what he's up against. He realized he's up against the future pound for pound #1. Regardless of the opponent, you just another number on his record. That's how good Shakur is. So the way Felix approached the fight was exactly how he was supposed to. He came in like a bull with a lot of head movement. And it didn't work because obviously Shakur, you know, he could beat you at your own game. Just like every other great, he has the elements to make him a great, which is fighting in the inside very comfortably, just like he fighting in the outside. So Shakur weathered the storm. It wasn't really a storm because he was the one that was really doing the damage in the inside from round one. Yes, Felix came in with a lot of head movement, but man, Shakur reflexes, his attributes, just on a whole nother scale. His selection of his shots, he always put it together like puzzle with his offense. He's sweet with his defense. Like I tell everybody that tune into boxing, Shakur is the future pound for pound #1. I've been telling y'all that from day one. It's like Timothy Bradley said, Shakur is like the ocean. You jump in there, you're going to be part of the wave. You're not going to be able to stop the wave. Shakur is just too talented. So regardless of what you do, you only gonna make it more painful for yourself. That's why Shakur is the most feared. That's why Shakur, you see all these featherweights treating him like he a heavyweight, like he's the original Iron Mike. They claim, oh, he ain't a hard puncher, this and that, but they don't want to see the man, right? He's like the Iron Mike of the featherweight division right now. Obviously, he fought at 130 because he couldn't find an opponent at 126. Josh didn't want the smoke. A lot of featherweights didn't want the smoke. For being a boxer and having a defense like Sweet Pea Whitaker, for having the defense of Floyd Money Mayweather and being compared to those guys defensively, I was very impressed by Shakur offensively because he was letting his punches fly like Pretty Boy Floyd, like he was Roy Jones, for example. So I was highly impressed by that. Like I said, the way he throws his punches, how sharp and crispy his punches are, is going to be very hard to solve that puzzle in particular. I really don't see anybody being Shakur. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. Around his weight division, above his weight division, below his weight division, you could bring Inoue and anybody from Japan. You could bring Lomachenko. You could bring even all these guys from 130, 135. I believe once Shakur lands his feet in the division, that's all she wrote. He's going to take over. That's how highly impressed I was with Shakur. Not because of who he was fighting, but the way he just performs every single time. It's like he made for this. So that being said, everybody in the chat, always call in. Like I said, y'all free to call. The number should be in the description box below. So always call in and follow Shakur on all his social media outlets because he needs y'all support. This man right here is the future of boxing. So if the sweet science is gonna live on, Shakur needs to be a megastar, which I believe he got a potential to be that, because with this type of skill level, you just made for greatness. I mean, statistically, ESPN showed his statistics today, and they showed when Floyd Mayweather had 13 fights, and Floyd Mayweather's first 17 fights weren't the highest competition at the time. You know, he stepped his game up once he got a world title. At first, he was really trying to fight whoever is available because he was being avoided as well, right? So, you know, Mayweather, when he was 13-0, you know, Shakur has better defense as far as his percentage defensively, and I'm pretty sure even offensively, or I could be mistaken about the offensive part, but I'm pretty sure both, which is highly impressive. I mean, with Shakur 13, you know, first 13 fights, they weren't light touches. You know, he was pretty much fighting some good fighters from day one because, of course, just like Mayweather, Remember, he went to the Olympics. So since you were an Olympian, they put you in there with, like, you know, heavy competition from day one. And Top Rank did that from day one for both. And keep in mind, both of the fighters, Shakur and Mayweather, lost in the Olympics, and I believe both of them really won them fights. I believe they kind of got robbed, but it is what it is. It made Mayweather a better fighter, and I believe it's going to make Shakur a better fighter because now he want to prove himself that much more. So with that being said, you know, how you feel about that comparison, you know, as far as the statistics, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, and just them getting robbed in the Olympics, or at least they should have won, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just leave it at that. And you know, Mayweather, how his career turned out to be, and how you feel about Shakur, the same, you know.
I love the comparison, man, because it's like, because, you know, like Devin Haney is training with Floyd right now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I love the comparison that they showing with Shakur Stevenson, because it's like, and then, but the crazy part about that is the fact that the way he dropped him with that body shot, I remember Floyd doing that in his early days.
Right.
And that reminded me of Floyd so much. Like, ooh.
And you know what's crazy, right? Shakur, he hit him to the body so hard, he bent him in half or something. Like, I was like, man, damn, like, how hard did you hit him, man? Every time he hit him with the right hook, it really hurt in badness. On some Prince Nassim Hamed talk, I'm talking about he hurt him, man. It looked like he bent the man. Man,
he was like, he hit him with an axe.
Right. And just to get you shout out my man right here for, you know, hitting me up with a super chat. Gerled Morgan, Akhi from Honolulu. I don't even know where that is, but I appreciate it. We salute you, my brother. Blessing to you and your channel. I appreciate you so much, Morgan. I appreciate you all day. I appreciate the love and support. But yeah, like I said, man, you got great eyes, because, you know, I remember Floyd Mayweather's first pro fight, you know, how he dipped to the body, and he won, I think, the fight by, you know, by a body shot, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, and my man doing the same. Shakur, like I said, he the future, and he gonna be hated too, but he will beat double standards, because see, unlike a lot of fighters, Shakur is so good that he's gonna dominate where he won't be robbed. I hope he won't. I hope he won't. You know, I don't want to wish him in harmony, but I just feel like, you know, he's gonna be so dominant where they're not going to be able to rob him like they did in the Olympics. See, they always did it to the best, like Roy Jones. I remember when they robbed Roy Jones, man, that was heartbreaking. And Roy... Oh,
man, you talking about Montel Griffin? Oh, my God. That hurt. That hurt so bad.
And Roy wanted to retire. Imagine if he did. A piece of boxing will have been missing. A piece of boxing will have been missing, but it didn't stop him.
They would have dogged him so bad if he retired after that. Oh my God,
man! Hey, but I'm just saying, like, you know, the corruption in boxing is just on a whole nother scale. So, you know, I'm glad. It is. You know, I'm glad it's making Shakur stronger and wanting to achieve more. And I like the fact that Shakur is focused, and him having Andre Ward in his corner, it will make him that much better, because Andre Ward
and Bud.
And Bud, you know, they don't play. You know, they don't play.
Now look. That's two of the best ever right there. Now look, I feel like personally, Terrence Crawford might be my favorite fighter ever. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and Shakur Stevenson is coming up under him, and he's getting it early. You feel what I'm saying? Like, from Terrence Crawford, and then you learn it from one of the best defensive fighters ever, and Andre Ward. It's like, man, this dude got the best of both worlds in his corner.
You can't go wrong. The recipe is there, bro. The recipe is there. You said it. Like Andre Ward, the former pound for pound, Terrence Crawford, the current pound for pound. I mean, he's sparring Crawford. He's sparring Crawford, and he a featherweight though, and Crawford a welterweight. Stop playing with him, man. This man, he has the recipe for greatness. All he have to do is stay focused.
And this is his first fight at 130, right? This is his first fight at 130, right?
Yeah, that's his first fight.
Crazy.
And it won't be the last fight either. So, you know, like I said, he looking tremendous. I don't think anybody want any smoke with my man either. They treating him like Mike Tyson. But let me shout out my Akhi too. TK Jeezy. I appreciate the love and support. He said Haney versus Shakur, Mayweather versus Judah, or Chop Chop. Hold on. What kind of comparison is that? Because, you know, I feel like I need to know who's Mayweather, and I need to know who's you know, Zab or
who's Zab. Who's Zab, right? Because
all the respect,
I think they both.
Yeah.
Oh, that my fault. Oh, that my fault. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just want to say, with all the respect, you know, no disrespect to Chop Chop nor Zab. I met Chop Chop actually, and you know, Zab obviously he from Brooklyn, where I'm from, but I believe Shakur will surpass both. So if he obviously comparing Haney to Mayweather because of their styles, I believe Shakur, you know, he on a lead of his own. But you never know. But I appreciate the love, 2K Jeezy. My bad, Akhi, I ain't mean to cut you off. So go ahead, let me know how you feel. What do you think about that comparison he made?
No, you good, big dog. Man, I think that's a bad one because it's like Zab. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Zab could have been better than Floyd, but the fact that he couldn't stop living in the hype. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like Zab is more like what they were trying to say, basically like Gervonta Davis was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's more of that comparison,
right.
maybe, if you ask me.
Like you said, Zab was he let himself. You know, he lost to that man in the mirror pretty much, what you're saying, because, you know, he obviously left that street life, and you got to kind of get out of that life when you a boxer. You got to live the boxer life. You got to stay dedicated.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here drinking, smoking. Like Andre Ward said, you know, I will never let a fighter that smoke hookah or drink beat me.
Yeah,
so
right.
When a guy like you mentioned, you know, Zab Judah, who let a lot of the distractions and fame kind of get to him, and it distracted him from his goal and his vision. But I believe Shakur is on his tunnel vision. I don't think that's going to happen to my man, but in the future,
no, I don't think so
if Shakur did say, you know, Haney, you know, he said that either Haney or Gervonta will be mega fights down the line in the future, maybe at welterweight with Haney or Gervonta at 130 or 135. So these are possible future fights. And another super chat by Gerlaid Morgan. He said, keep knocking them out, brother. Honolulu is basically Hawaii. Okay, I appreciate it. Hawaii, so we appreciate your boxing knowledge. Congratulations to Shakur Stevenson. Shout out to Gerlaid Morgan. I appreciate the love and support. And like I said, you know, Akhi, so when it comes to Shakur versus Devin Haney, who you favor in the future? I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decaf/O media. These decafs, the dumb, casual ass fans that always living up to their name, because they will talk all that in the comment section like the keyboard warriors they are. But they don't have the cojones to call in and debate Akhi. Akhi is about to make history and be 500-0 and beat Floyd Mayweather record when it comes to debating. And none of the decafs or these experts or the decafs wizards want to call in and you know, prove Akhi wrong and put a blemish on Akhi record. They want zero confrontation with the truth. What's understood don't have to be explained, because when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So these decafs rather hate instead. Obviously, what they pretty much doing is making me more money. So all I'm saying is anybody can get it. Y'all know what the motto is. Since AB retired, Akhi in the game, and he want all the smoke.
Mexicans, anybody can get it.
All the decafs that don't know ish about boxing. I got something to say.
You better not duck me, son.
Don't
you
duck me, son.
You better not duck me, son.
Y'all are no show. I'm tired of y'all making all these excuses. Y'all have a whole book of excuses. Akhi have the book of the truth. Meanwhile, y'all got the book of the excuses. Grow the cojones and call in. Quit eating that contaminated meat that doesn't allow your cojones to grow. What more need to be said so I can force y'all to call in? What do I need to do? Tell your favorite decaf. Tell all these channels that disagree with Akhi to grow the cojones and call in and quit using my name in vain for clout. Just call in. Expose Akhi on his own platform. I challenge you. But we pretty much know what time it is. What's understood don't got to be explained. They don't want no confrontation. But there's only one thing left to say.
There's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger.
So with that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with this. I appreciate all my Akhi that's tuning in with me. And go ahead, take y'all out.